Okay, here we are, part 2, installation. As you can see, that's the opening, and the doors are going to slide comme ceci. So first things first is the floor level, because that could create all kinds of problems. And what do you know? That is ridiculously level, unusual. So that is a good start. The reason that's important is because according to the instructions, the doors have a 3/8 inch clearance. And we want to take a measurement from the bottom of the door, so 3/8 above the floor, up to a certain height. That's where we will plumb a line. We want the track to be nice and level so that the doors don't slide on their own. So, seeing as this is completely level, I'm going to get the middle of the opening and start from there. So, immediately, the bottom and the top are not the same opening, so we need to adjust slightly. Okay, we're going to split the difference. We're going to split the difference. It doesn't have to be exact. Even though we like to be exact. Okay, 44 and almost 7/8. Ah, 44 and almost 7/8. So that's a good start. Now, I'm going to show you the hardware in a minute, but let's open up a box to find out or remind myself the exact height that the door has to go. Like all good men, I'm going to read the instructions. Okay, so start at the beginning. So the center of the pole, so the center screws on my attachments are door height plus 1 1/8. Door height plus 1 1/8. Let me show you very quickly what one of these looks like. Don't know if you can see that, but that is the attachment. Will that focus? Yeah, the light's not great. And basically, that hole there is going at that height. Now, I also need to figure out how far the door stands off of the wall if it was screwed straight to the wall. I think we're going to be screwing it to a board because of the baseboards down the bottom, and like all commercial buildings, this is probably metal studs. So we will probably be fastening a 3/4 inch or a 1x4 here to the header first. We have 3/4 inch baseboard here, and we have 5/8 over there. Not to worry, it will all work out. What did I say? I needed to figure out what the standoff is. I don't want to end up with the door being too far away from the wall, but we would like it to sit as close as possible. Now, this baseboard down here is 3/4 of an inch thick, so the door has to sit at least 3/4 of an inch away from the wall. Here's the track, there's the roller. Once the door is in here, where does it sit in relation to the roller? How far does the roller sit off of the wall? All these things are to be considered. So let's go back and find best way to do this is to lay it out on the floor. We'll pretend this is the wall. We'll pretend this guy is the track. So the track only sits about 1/4 of an inch away from the wall. So 1/4 an inch. There's the track only sits 1/4 of an inch, and how far is that? So door's 1.5 inches to there. Right, so we obviously don't have enough, because if the door is 1.5 inches thick, there it is, 1.5 inches, then from there we only have 5/8. So it will clear that side, but not clear that side. So we will be hanging it on this board up there. It's not a bad thing. Trust me, that's not a bad thing, because much easier to screw the board in multiple locations on the wall, and multiple locations on the wall, and then screw these other fixtures into the board. Step number 2, we need to find out where all these studs are and roughly what height the board is going at. So sure enough, that's a 1x4, so 1 3/4 to the middle of that board. Door height, door height, door height. Next thing on the agenda. I'm pretty sure these were 92 when I built them, and I doubt they've shrunk. Yes, 92. So 92. Where did my pencil go, bro? What is the dealio? I just had a pencil. There it is, on the floor. Okay. So let's go 92 plus 1 1/8. That is 93 1/8. 93 1/8. And then I've got the 3/8 from the floor. So that is 93 1/2. What a convenient little measurement. 93 1/2. Now, if 93 1/2 is the middle of that board, if I come down 1 3/4 from that, right there, I know that is the bottom of my board. Now I know what you're thinking. you're thinking, how the hell am I going to get a nice level line all the way across there? That's what lasers are for, my friends. Laser, laser, laser. Well, first apparent thing is these doors that I set up here earlier are going to be in my way. How strong is this bookcase, do we think? Am I risking... This looks like an IKEA job. They don't have an IKEA here in Hawaii. I now have access. I'm going to show you the laser, and we'll set up the laser beam to get a nice line all the way across. Where you go, laser. Now, I love this gadget. I know why I love this gadget. Because with a simple pin and this guy, which I can attach somewhere over there, or even over there, actually somewhere over there, it will shine a beautiful laser right at that wall. So we need to roughly get the laser at the same height as that line, which I know is 91 3/4, because I paid attention at school, innit? What did I say? 91 3/4, okay. So 91 3/4. I'll show you this because this is very handy. So this guy you can pin into the wall and you can get it roughly where you want, and then it has unlocked, locked. So unlocked, then it has like a knob here, you can wind it up and down. So you can get it roughly right and then fine tune it and then lock it off. I don't know if you can see in the background there on the wall, the laser is moving ever so slightly. Okay, that looks like it's on it. Let's go check. Maybe a 1/16 to an 1/8 up. Let's lock that off. Let it settle. Oh, me like it. Now, of course, if you lose your line, then you can always turn the light out. Yeah. Just need to shoot the laser a bit further to the left. When you do that, it tends to throw things a bit out of whack. But let's see. Oh, still on my mark. Okay, beautifully done. Well done, handy as hell. We now have a line. Now I brought some clamps, but I didn't realize how thick this wall was. I needed my long clamps, schoolboy error, because I was going to clamp the board in place. This creates a problem. Can I combine two clamps? Can we MacGyver it? No, even two clamps is too short. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in a pickle. When you're in a pickle, you need to come up with another plan. So another plan is we might drive some drywall screws just below that line. And then we're painting the doors the same color anyway as the wall, so we have that paint. So I will just patch these little holes when it comes to painting. You'll never know I was here, ever. Okay, pretty thin drywall screws. Rightio. Now, a couple of these are going to get attached together, these two. And as you can see, I already prepared, here's one I made earlier, little pocket screws on the back, so we can attach a couple of these together. It's just a nicety, they don't have to be joined, but I did a little detail, little chamfer detail on all the sides of this. Now the trick with Kreg screws, people, do not over tighten. Okay, it's almost like a clamp. So it's going to help us clamp the wood together, give some strength, but mostly it acts as a clamp for the glue. Oh, I'm at the, it's like the dregs in a wine bottle, I'm at the end here. These are going to get painted, by the way. So they'll blend in nicely. Right. Nice and flush. Get some screws in there. So, set your clutch way down on your drill. Do not be tempted to tighten these too much. Already, this clamp slipped on me. There you go, feel a bit of resistance, and we stop. We are attached, everybody. We are attached. Now, we're just going to leave that because we got work to do. We have to find, with the next gizmo, the studs.